I did a video about how the ULEZ cameras in and around London are being, well, retired at an ever-increasing rate. As always, you had an awful lot to say, and I wanted to bring some of those views to everyone's attention now. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for joining me again, hope you're well, and thank you as always for your support. The numbers, the actual viewing figures over the last, week at least, are astronomical. We're getting thousands and thousands every day. It's wonderful, and your support really means a lot. I appreciate it, so keep doing what you're doing. It helps this channel grow. And one of the things I like to do is a little bit of payback, really, is to read out some of the comments on some of the videos to share your views with everybody. And we'll go with this one. As I said, it's to do with the video I did, a couple of days ago now. All of the ULEZ cameras getting retired. So we'll see what happens. Wolfenstein. I remember a game called Wolfenstein. I would like to know how many of Sadiq Khan's family or indirect family are making money from this. Well, not necessarily family, but somebody must be somewhere. You know, they all cooperate on this, don't they? The technology behind it, the organisation behind it, the authorisation behind it. Crazy. I reckon the rot runs very deep. Paula Andrews. Blade Runners are British heroes. So much respect for them. The cameras are unlawful. The only crime committed is Khan lying to the people. Did you see that interview with Piers Morgan and him? He had an easy ride in my book. I might have to do a video on that. Michael O'Ram, Khan needs to go. Very popular opinion. Antonio, how can I set up a direct debit subscription with the Blade Runners? Yeah, better value than the actual ULEZ charge, isn't it? Paul B, all cameras on roads are fair game. I've shown you some of the pictures the last couple of days. They certainly have been. Belinda Battersby. So what about the 20 mobile vans he's going to put on the road? I've seen them, or I've seen at least one of them. They're just moving around trying to fill the hotspots. And as I've said in the videos, those crews on those vans look nothing short of intimidated. When it comes to me breathing and 10% of Londoners forking out £12.50, put your hand in your pocket. P.S. Taxis are exempt. Not this one. And I noticed that the screen name for this person is AF. So you can imagine what that was. I'll give that all the attention it deserves. Not a lot. Susan9188. I don't believe in vandalism, but I'm happy to make an exception in this case. I live 200 yards from the Kent County lines. There are so many carers who have to travel around Bromley caring for the elderly and infirm who owned older cars. I'll be bringing a video to you about cars. It's very revealing. Now they have to travel by public transport, making them late for their visits and their working days longer. They can't even afford to buy a compliant second-hand car, and public transport isn't like it is in central London. Some areas don't even have a bus service, like Cudham, for instance. How the hell did Khan get voted in twice? Because I've yet to meet anyone who voted for him. All power to the Blade Runners. He won't listen to the people, so I hope every camera gets destroyed. Well, they're doing a good job. John Reiki, it's highway robbery. How many times must you pay to use your private carriage? It's tyranny, and that's all it is. A lot of people feel like that. Same comment from you. Now we need to get rid of him. Another one, Ty J, he should go. Snowman's ID. I hope Khan gets a crime number. That's about the level of justice anyone else can expect these days when reporting a crime. What kind of crime are you referring to? The £12.50s or the cameras? Very interesting. George Bren, throw Khan out. He's killing the economy in London and suburbs. ULEZ is wrong. Get rid of the cameras. Intro the rabbit hole. Love the screen name. Revenue stream, nothing more. That is exactly what it is, a cash grab. Pete Snort, the London Transport still is taking fees. I visited Wimbledon and couldn't avoid the camera. Yeah, they've got it all pretty well plugged up, I think. And if they haven't got a static one in place, there'll be a mobile one lurking somewhere. Leslie, rubbish. Khan has done a great job after Boris made such a mess, and the government telling him he can have money only if he implements Johnson's ULEZ. As TfL was broke, he had no choice. Leslie, I know what you're referring to. There's a very famous letter doing the rounds where they're talking about the funding for TfL, and part of that is go ahead with the ULEZ expansion. But there are other things in London which aren't being taken care of, like the crime rate, for example. Just today I saw a report of a couple of fatal stabbings, something happening fairly regularly. And, you know, Boris's idea for ULEZ, as far as I've looked into, was nowhere near what it is now. Although I will agree with you, it was originally a Tory idea, wasn't it? But it's just been blown out of all proportion by this current incumbent. But if you support him, fair enough. There are people that are, and there are many more that don't. So each to their own. And thank you for your comment, Leslie. David Kemp, the aim is ZEZ. Zero emissions is the aim, and then pay per mile. I had an interesting email from the ULEZ people, and at the bottom it said, from the road user charging. I thought, very telling title. Thomas Mulhall, then they'll install cameras to watch the cameras, all at taxpayers' expense. David Kemp, it's only going to cost the taxpayers more, as they'll all be replaced time and time again. I think somebody did an FOI where they were trying to find out how much these cost. Anthony Clark, oh dear. Carl, Blade Runners are incredible, fighting back against these rich... I won't repeat that word. Ranar, he must also remove the LTM barriers and open the roads before this country dies. I know central government were talking about not providing funding for any more of these, and they have to fund them themselves if they want to do it. Crazy, he actually gets the tube. I saw him walking through London Bridge Underground Station the other day. I saw Piers Morgan on the tube as well. Check his Twitter feed. Keto Man, paintball guns with the right ammo would do a great job. You're not the first to suggest that, and I'm sure you won't be the last. Iona Morland, we own the cameras, we own the roads, we own the public buildings. In fact, everything that our taxes pay for is owned by the people. So if they don't want these cameras, then we're entitled to remove them if someone is willing to do so. I think people are. Spudhead, they aren't ULEZ cameras at the airport. Get your story right, but good on these people for taking them down. I've seen a mobile ULEZ camera at Heathrow. In fact, I've seen a couple of them. The report I got was from a colleague of mine who said they were right high up on stalks. I'm yet to see them myself because I haven't been to Heathrow since I actually got told about that. But as far as I was aware, Hillingdon actually said, no, we're not having it. Are they well within their rights to tell those vans to get out? But there are, you're entering a ULEZ zone signs on the roundabout at Terminal 5. You don't believe me? Go and have a look. Bob Reed UK, what a bunch of whining criminals. I hope they all get nicked and get made example of. I take it you support Sadiq as well, do you? Again, fair enough. Brian Cook, surely if my car passes an MOT and I pay my road tax, how can anyone charge ULEZ? Time to ban the Khan. We'll have a couple more. Anthony Heaton, in Bristol you can't drive to Templemead Station to collect someone without going through the charge area due to the one-way system. Yeah, there's a little bit about Bristol coming out. Derek Coots, Khan, the detestable upstart, should be charged with stealing this country's democracy. And the last one Roland. Keep up the good fight, Blade Runners. You're doing a fantastic and worthwhile job. So apart from a couple of people that have come in that, you know, quite obviously support either Khan, the ULEZ or both, which again, they're perfectly entitled to do so, the majority of you are saying the same. Enough, we don't want it, get rid, no. And over 100,000 people watched that video and many, many more commented. Make your own mind up. Anyway, I'm off. I'll see you shortly with one more. Toodaloo.